Well, welcome back to my Lion Loco build in 5-inch gauge. Today we're continuing with the Smokebox, and we're going to take a look at the Smokebox front plate and also the Smokebox doors, and we've got some little tiny hinges to make. So let's get cracking. So I'm now working on the front of the Smokebox, so I have a template to use. So that's what we're looking for. So I've turned up a ring and I've centre drilled some positions for some rivets. So this is a centralising ring, so this will centralise the front of the smoke box onto the smoke box. Give it a location. So we just need to put it on there and drill for some rivets. So I'm just going to use some hot glue sheet to glue it in position in say 3 or 4 places so it doesn't move when drilling. Put the ring in place, 4 pieces of hot glue, add a bit of weight, put it in place. It can move as the glue melts, so you've got to be careful, and turn it on. That's the glue melted, so we'll turn that off. I think that got a bit too hot. Never mind. Okay, so I'm just drilling for an indexing pin so I can separate the front plate from the barrel and then put it back in exactly the same place. So we'll just put that back together. Put the indexing pin in. There we go. So I'll just check that's square with the side plate. Yep, it's pretty good. So I'll just profile that on the bandsaw and on the linisher. So I'll be back in a moment. That's pretty close, so I can now use the actual smoke box as the template to finish filing this up. So when you look at the front of the boiler, it's actually got 2 quite large doors. The drawings for the actual model, I believe the drawings are actually meant to be fake. The reason being is to get access to the inside of the smoke box, you remove the whole of the front of the smoke box because it's just held on with this ring. So the whole lot just comes off. However, I decided I'd like to make the doors functional. So I just cut out a rectangle on the milling machine, squared up the corners with a file. And I've machined up some rectangular doors just to drop in there. So now these need hinges. So I've got a backing plate and I've got some bits of 0.5mm thick sheet to make the hinges. So the idea is I'll glue them on there and I'll machine them to the profile of the hinge using this sheet hot glue to glue these onto here to machine them. So put one on. I'm going to stack 2 rows of 4. One for the hinge on one side, one for the hinge on the other. Okay, that's that set up. Turn it on. Okay, that's it all glued together. So I'll trim the top on the vertical mill and I'll do the rest of the machining on the horizontal mill. So that's the 2 sides of the hinge almost finished profiled. So obviously this would be one side, this would be the other, and that would slot into there. So now we can drill for the rivets. Fortunately this has got a little bit of a step in there. Don't know how that's happened. It's weird. But I think we'll be okay. It's only a few thou and hopefully I'm going to make it all again. Yeah, you can see that one's just a little bit off. So I'm just going to try and move it over a little bit with the centre punch. That's the sharp centre punch and this is the rounded one. That's looking better. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad. So I'll cut this off now with the bandsaw to length and just clean it up on the belt sander. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so one's already delaminated, so I'll have to finish that off with a junior hacksaw. That's the other one. So we'll just see how they fit. Oh, that's okay. Okay, so I've got those little hinge pieces separated now. So I'm busy cleaning them up, get the glue off. Now apparently rubbing alcohol helps soften the glue. But what I find is if you overheat glue, as I've done here, it really doesn't do much. So I've just got a block with a ridge milled in, so I can put that against there, give it a fire. And a bit of emery cloth. Okay, so I've been experimenting a little bit and I've made one hinge. So I had milled this sort of 4mm deep, but I found it needs to be 5, so I've had to file out a little bit deeper. So I've made up a little jig, I've got a groove in, so I can push the hinge in, and I've got a depth stop if you like. So that just goes in there, push that down, so that's sticking out about 1mm. That's my initial setting, and clamp that down. Okay. Good bit of aluminium bar. There's a knocking stick. So this plate is 1.2mm thick, and the top of the plate is radiused. So I'm forming the radius on the hinge. So I'll be using 1.2mm rivets, which is 3/64. Top that over. Okay. See what it looks like. Looks okay. Unclamp. And I've got a second setting depth stop, so that can go in other way around, that's it. And that pushes it out to the next setting, which is about 2.5mm sticking out. Okay, bend it over. Looks okay. Okay, take it out. So this material is 0.5mm thick, that I'm using for the hinge. Okay, not looking too bad. Take a 1.2mm drill. This is an old blunt drill, so it doesn't matter if I spoil it. A pair of pliers and close it up. It's a bit fiddly,
Close it in. Check it's pretty square. Does look pretty square, maybe a little bit of a twist. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, that looks not bad. Try it with the drill first. There we go. Needs a bit of filing. It's interfering here, so I'll just go file that. Back in a moment. So fiddly. Yep, there we go. It's not too bad. A little bit of tidy up. So I'll just put it in place. About there. Not looking too bad. Not perfect, but looks okay at a distance. So what I'll probably do is I'll super glue these in place and then drill for the rivets, and hopefully the glue will hold, and then rivet them on. So I'm busy putting rivets in now, so just a case of taking the hinge off. They kind of peel off quite easy, or a bit of heat would do. Clean off the glue and put the hinge, put the rivet in. So we'll stick one in there, put it over that hole. Push it in, fit it over that hole, tap it down with a bit of aluminium bar. Snip it off. These are 3/64 or 1.2mm. And I'm just making these flush on the other side. So I've countersunk the holes. I've got a rivet snap in the vise. Tap it down with a hammer. There we are. So I'll file these flush once it's done. So I'll just finish those off. So it looks pretty good. I've riveted on the ring to locate it on the smoke box, so we can put it in place, see what it looks like. Looks nice.